Pascal says, if you can't prove there's a God, but you also can't prove that there's no God, then whether you're an atheist or you're a believer in God, you're actually taking your life in your hands. It's a risk. It's an act of faith. In other words, if you can't prove there's no God and you decide to live as if there's no God, it's a risk to say he isn't when he might be. And if, on the other hand, you decide to believe in God and say he is when he's not, that's a risk. That could be a kind of...
Right, but then that's just playing the odds, right?
Well, I mean
there's got to be more than faith and believing in something other than playing the odds.
See, I think the way Pascal's wager is usually put out there is, you better believe in God because you have so much to lose. I don't know whether Pascal wanted to say that. All I know is the power of it is to say both doubt and faith are really acts of faith. See, to disbelieve in God, it's a risk, it's an act of faith because you can't prove there's no God. You're living as if he's not there. You're kind of hoping he isn't. And therefore, you're in a sense taking your life into your hands. But I, as a believer, I'm also taking my life into my hands. And therefore, to say you have faith and you have, the atheist has reason and Christians have faith isn't true.
But if the atheist has risked everything he believed or everything she believed that there is no God and ends up finding that there is a God, that person has lost everything. And that is precisely the point of Blaise Pascal. Blaise Pascal was not making an inescapably logical argument. He was making an existentially undeniable argument. And here's what he said. Should a man be in error in supposing the Christian religion to be true, he could not be a loser by mistake. Why? Because existentially, he or she finds the fulfillment that the existentialist tells us the individual must try to find. If you find that fulfillment in the following of that person of God, he says, I can't be a loser if I turn out to be wrong, because the worst case scenario is I become nothing, and nothing is not going to think of what happened when it was something. He says, so the existential test is met for you. But now he gets to the existential challenge, to the counterpoint. But how irreparable is his loss, and how inexpressible his danger, who should err in supposing it to be false. But how irreparable is his loss, and how inexpressible his danger, who should err in supposing it to be false.